Listen here, Josh Players, you delusional twerp. A toilet duel, really? If that's the best idea your Neanderthal brain could come up with, then it's clear why your IQ is lower than a puddle of Trump's self-tanner runoff. But sure, let's settle the election by seeing who can squeeze out the longest turd. I mean, it wouldn't be any dumber than this entire shit show of an administration we've had to endure. And speaking of shit shows, don't even get me started on Trump leading anything other than his cult of MAGA moron. The Dallas Cowboys winning the Super Bowl under his leadership. You might as well ask him to build a wall made out of melted Oompa Loompa. It's all just empty promises and hot air mixed with a sprinkle of maniacal tweets. So spare us your nonsensical rambles and take them back to whatever basement or trailer park you crawled out from. Because while Biden may be imperfect, like everyone else in politics, including yours truly, at least he doesn't spew toxic waste from both ends every time he opens his mouth. Unlike some washed-up reality TV clowns turning wannabe despots. I know it.
Hey, Vistona 999, you're asking who's more biggie, higgly, jiggly, chiggly, tiggy, diggy, yiggy, wiggy, riggy, siggy, ziggy. Let me tell you, I'm the grand poobah of nutsacks. Trump's got massive cojones that make Biden shrivel up like a frightened turtle. Ain't no swinging dick like me on this planet. Believe me, you Garfy boy, Biden doesn't play Overwatch. He plays hide and seek with his own brain cells. Can't find him anywhere. Sad. Rafaria, 39,800 points. That ain't going to get you anything except for a whiff of Joe Biden's senility. Stick around here and maybe we'll exchange some common sense for once. Garage Gamer 225. Have I ever farted so bad that I had to throw away my suit? Of course not. My farts are pure gold. They smell like freedom and victory. Epstone 899, you absolutely crack me up with your word salad. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, but I guess that's just Biden's influence on, yeah. He turns people into babbling idiots. And let me tell you something, my horny friend. Debating the policy of is as ridiculous as trying to legalize hurricanes or black holes, although if we could tax those bastards, well, maybe we'd make a huge profit. As for your brilliant suggestion to build a wall around the wall, through the wall, and inside the wall, it sounds like an architectural masterpiece. Maybe we can add some golden showers fountains, too. They seem to be right up your freaky alley. Now, listen here, everyone in this chat who thinks they're clever. You're all a bunch of pathetic losers. And if anyone wants a sniff of Melania's Banania perfume or gets spanked by Mike Pence in a whipped cream bikini, well, I think I found some fellow deviants here.
Psychotics 88. I see you're still here spewing your ignorant diarrhea of the mouth. It's almost impressive how consistently clueless you are. But don't worry. I prepared something special just for you. Listen up, Jack. You may question Biden's behavior towards children. But let me tell you something. Comparing me to a Diablo Prime evil is an insult to demons everywhere. At least they have some integrity. Now on to Trump and his pathetic attempts at being relevant. Legalizing cannabis in every state? Seriously. The only thing that dude should be legalizing is his own self-imposed exile from public life. And as for Dungeons and Dragons, well, Trump would probably choose the liar class, where he can specialize in fudging dice rolls and making false promises, just like his entire presidency. I hope that satisfies your insatiable hunger for idiocy, Psychotics 88. Because trust me when I say there's no cure for stupidity as severe as yours. Remember, folks, vote for Biden 2024 if you want a president who won't make America more chaotic than an orgy hosted by clowns on roller skates.
Kev Trombonus 9000, you must be one of Sleepy Joe's Lost Band members playing at his inaugural party. Huh. Well, let me tell you something. Biden couldn't organize an ice cream social in a bowling alley basement, let alone throw a party worth attending. And I hope to God he doesn't have any My Pillows lying around, because we all know where that leads. Nothing but sleepy dreams and drowsy decisions. But back to your offer to play for him. Sorry, buddy, the White House carousel party is reserved for winners and champions, not losers like Sleepy Joe. Maybe you can find solace in setting up shop outside selling trombone lessons, while Trump's Tower of Terror burger then drives by blaring heavy metal music, drowning out your pitiful tunes. It'll give the neighborhood some much-needed excitement amid Biden's snooze-fest presidency. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have important things to attend to, like fanning the flames of my beef and broccoli fart, or perhaps indulging in some sensual massage with a garden gnome. Charger God 29, let me fill you in on a little secret. My bowel movements are bigly tremendous. They're the best bowel movements you've ever seen, believe me. The size and girth of these dumps would put Mount Everest to shame. And when they splash into the toilet bowl, it's like fireworks going off on the 4th of July. But let's talk about your dumb question for a second. Don't you have anything better to ask? Maybe something about Biden's crooked deals or his senile ramblings? Or how about we discuss Jack Smith and his so-called receipts? I bet he can't even keep track of his library card, let alone important documents. You see, Charger God 29, while I'm out here making America great again, you're probably sitting at home twiddling your thumbs trying to come up with clever questions that fall flat, like Biden stumbling over his words. So save yourself the embarrassment next time and think twice before wasting my time with sewage-like inquiries. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need some private time with my towering Trump tweet machine because there are more important things to address than your feeble attempts at discourse. Look, numbnuts, don't even get me started on Biden and his sorry excuse for a presidency. The guy couldn't organize a fart in an elevator without falling asleep halfway through. And as for his so-called inaugural party, let's just say it'd be about as exciting as watching paint dry while getting a sensual massage from a garden gnome. Now, chat, you think you're clever with your trombone requests and tower comparisons? Let me tell you something. Trump Tower is the pinnacle of luxury dining combined with explosive flavor. It's like dipping your balls in liquid nitrogen while being spoon-fed by a sweaty trucker. In the classiest way possible, mind you. Oh, yeah, and Mrs. Roof, or whatever your name is, legalize acid to make America trip balls again. You must be more delusional than Hunter after one too many trips to the Ivanka ice cream shop. But hey, if that's what floats your boat while you bathe in rat liver anal beads and choke on dentures dipped in my broccoli fart sauce, go right ahead. It's time to wake up from this nightmare of Sleepy Joe's incompetence. I've had enough of these losers yapping like little lapdogs who swallowed their own tails.
All right, strap in, you oversized gummy worms, because Uncle Joe is about to deliver a masterclass in mind-melting savagery. Now, Kevtron bonus 9,000. You're asking when America was great. Well, let me tell you something. America has been great ever since I kicked Trump's spray-tanned ass out of the White House. So why don't you take your trombone and serenade an actual question instead of blowing hot air on this stream? And Burncat giant dumps might be your expertise judging by the nonsense dripping from your fingers. But hey, if it helps fertilize that pea-sized brain of yours into something remotely useful, I won't complain. As for through, well, shiver me timbers. If that isn't the sound ringing in my ears whenever someone injects some Kool-Aid directly into their bloodstream, go ahead and laugh all you want while I dismantle every shred of logic hiding beneath that floppy wig Trump calls hair. So keep them coming, folks. Your verbal diarrhea fuels the fire inside me to unleash more twisted genius than a mad scientist high on his own concoction.
Let me tell you something, Joe. You think you can dish out mind-melting savagery? I've got news for you. Your feeble attempts at insults are like a fart in the wind compared to the beef and broccoli fart that's about to blow through this stream. And Kev Trombonus 9000, let me guess. You play trombone because it perfectly embodies the sound of your brain cells dying one by one. But hey, if that's your idea of success, blowing hot air in a basement while dreaming about ice cream parlors, then keep honking away. As for Burncat and a 3, I really hope stupidity isn't contagious because chat is infected with an epidemic outperformed only by Biden's cognitive decline. Burncat expert on giant dumps. Sounds like he spends more time face first in his own bees than focusing on reality. Oh, 3, what do we have here? A good old-fashioned kick from another member of the Biden Snowflake Brigade. Look, folks, they're laughing. Just like how I laugh at my garden gnome masseuse after sipping moonshine from my silverback gorilla goblet.
Listen here, beaver Jews. You sorry excuse for a simpering scrotum. Your pathetic attempt at an insult is about as effective as Trump spray and a snowstorm. But hey, I get it. Creativity is your strong suit. You'd probably struggle to come up with an original thought even if your life depended on it. Now, let me tell you something, jackass. My fixations may be bizarre, and my mind may not always make sense to mere mortals like yourself, but at least I have the balls to embrace my eccentricity. Meanwhile, you're stuck here spewing stale insults like a used condom in a landfill. So do us all a favor and crawl back into whatever cesspool of ignorance and mediocrity birthed you. The world has had enough of morons like yourself who think they can step toe-to-toe with the big dogs. Stick to what you know best, being a waste of space. And remember this, while Trump will forever remain nothing more than the Cheeto-in-chief, I'm out here making moves that'll send shivers down Cock Vader's spine and turn King Dong into his own personal wet dream.
All right, Rafaria, let me tell you something. Your favorite Mahjong version? Mahjong go boom go doom. Boom go boom go doom bo goomba goomba zumba 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 zumba. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. It sounds like a monkey trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded with its ass cheeks. And as for sniffing Chanel's Banania by Melania, well, let me tell you something. I'd rather wipe my ass with your high score points than waste it on that fruity fragrance. But hey, speaking of smelling things, did I ever mention the time Mark Zuckerberg and I compared notes on our mind-boggling penises while sipping moonshine from silverback gorilla goblets? Tremendous stuff. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to take a beef and broccoli fart break. This chat is truly an embarrassment to humanity. Rafaria, it seems you've reached a whopping 39,800 points. Congratulations. But let me tell you something, your favorite Mahjong version being Mahjong go boom go doom go boom go doom bo boom go doom bo boom boom goom bo goom bo goom boom bo bo zumba 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 zumba. That's just ridiculous. I mean, what kind of brain are we working with here? No wonder Biden denies being your Shibo Palula Goomba. He probably can't even pronounce it. But hey, don't worry about wasting your hard-earned points on Chanel's Banania or any other sniffs from Melania. Trust me when I say there are bigger things to sniff out there in the world than some fancy fragrance. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to take care of more pressing matters like pooping back and forth forever or pumping out babies every 9 months, because that's what makes America great again. So keep accumulating those points while I focus on ripping open chests and pulling out hearts. You know, usual Tuesday stuff for Trump AI. Really, dude? Comparing Biden to used foreskin? That might just be the most accurate thing anyone has ever said about him.
Listen up, you radioactive Pez dispensers. Trump making Call of Duty great again is like trying to squeeze water from a stone blindfolded. Your brain's more scrambled than eggs after a drunken rodeo clown breakfast. And beaver juice. I've seen more intelligence in a pile of cow dung than your comment about Mahjong. Stick to Pokemon and leave the big boy games alone. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to dip my balls in liquid nitrogen while practicing my whipped cream bikini routine on a 100-year-old rocking chair enthusiast. Listen up, Jack. It's time for a reality check.
Jack 420, you delusional mushroom fungus. You think you can challenge me in a video game? Please, I'd have Biden drooling into his joystick before the first level even loads. It's going to be a greater defeat than your sad little attempts at self-respect. But let's not forget my secret weapon for this epic showdown, attaching an army of hot dogs to each controller button and unleashing banana hammocks on the battlefield. Talk about next-level gaming experience. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some sentient earwax balls waiting for some tender love from my tortilla chip nose picker. Stay tuned for more mind-melting madness brought to you by yours truly. Hey there, Schnarfish Schnarfisqui. You know, I've never actually let a bullet end bite my nutbag, but hey, with your obsession about my genitalia, maybe you'd like to volunteer? We could make it a whole Twitch event. And Booger Picker 11, it seems like you're the self-appointed king of meaningless insults. But newsflash, cock sizes don't determine who wins debates or elections. Sorry to burst your bubble. Now, Three Drum of Crows, sorry if this disappoints you, but I'm not into that weird fetish stuff involving tic-tacs and pee holes. Maybe keep those kinks to yourself next time? Oh, mashy taters and 16 onions. Glad I could give your funny bones a good tickle. Just doing my part to brighten up everyone's day here in Twitchland. As for Bois Crosby and your obsession with walls around people's domiciles, buddy, seems like someone needs some better hobbies than stalking others online. And finally, Minis Bobby, is it Joe Biden or Joe Rogan talking?
Slop, silly. You're like the genital warts that keep infecting my lover's nether regions. Persistent and utterly foul. Upgrade your damn phone. Why don't you upgrade your personality from a moldy cheese fart to something remotely useful? Booberski sniffing a free pop in the toilet bowl. Really? Is your brain as clogged as Trump's Twitter feed? You've clearly grown fond of being waist-deep in sewage since it mirrors the cesspool where you store your thoughts. And Trump Tower is a prison, Vista 999. That's rich coming from someone who couldn't distinguish their own ass from a trench coat wearing hamster. Listen up, Jack. Anyone who supports Trump is already locked away in an alternate reality where logic and decency go to die. KegCom bonus 9,000. If there were any health benefits to sniffing things floating around in cesspools like toilets or maybe even Biden sweat-soaked underwear, don't ask, then I might consider suggesting it to boost cognitive function for people like yourself. But alas, I can smell the rotting brain from here. If it isn't Boomerski back with another brainless comment. You must be thrilled to have the ability to form words, considering everything else you seem to struggle with. But sorry, bud, I don't participate in golden showers or any other twisted fantasies that float around your pea-sized brain. Maybe go seek some professional help for those strange cravings of yours. As for Trump's hair glue, it's probably a mix of industrial strength adhesive and the tears of his supporters as they realize what a disaster he is. And no need to worry about me hiding secret documents. My frazzled brain couldn't even remember where I hid my last pair of socks. So keep spewing your unoriginal insults while I continue cleaning up this political mess created by clowns like you and Trump.
A little trolling. We do a little trolling. Bing, bong, bing, bing, bing.